Hello and welcome to RevWheels. Now, when you talk about Maruti Suzukis, you have three things that primarily come to your mind: fuel efficient, reliable, and a bit boring. Well, what we have here is the brand new Maruti Suzuki Victoris, but in a 1.5-liter manual variant. Now, instead of doing a regular boring walk around that we usually do, what I'm going to answer is, can a practical, sensible Maruti like the Victoris also be fun behind the wheel? So what we're going to do is load it up, drive it in the city, drive it on the highways, and answer that question. Now let's talk design and let's be honest about it. The Maruti Suzuki Victoris' design is quite safe. It's not beautiful, it's not dramatic, but it does have presence. And in bright colors like this, it does stand out. But in some of the darker shades, I think it just fades into the background. Now the front. The lack of a proper grille means it misses out that imposing SUV look. So if you're expecting road dominance, that's not really its thing. But move to the side and it clearly screams crossover. The proportions are good, the stance is balanced, and it looks neat without awkward angles. The rear though, this is where opinions split. The protruding rear design, you either like it or you really don't. Personally, I think it's bold but polarizing. What definitely works are the connected LED tail lamps. They add a modern touch and look quite premium at night. So overall, it's not exactly the bold and the beautiful, but it's not bad looking either. And with the right color choice, it actually has enough character to stand out. Step inside and this is where Maruti has done a phenomenal job. As you can see, you get a 3-level dashboard. So you got hard plastics at the top, you got piano black finish in the center, and that also has ambient lighting in it. And then of course you get the soft touch materials. Now overall this is also a very airy cabin. That's because of plenty of usage of white and that massive panoramic sunroof. Then you of course also get a very large screen. What I also like is that the screen is not just large for the sake of it. I mean, everything fits nicely. You've got those small animations that look and feel great. And of course, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, it just works phenomenally well. It's a very intuitive touchscreen infotainment system. Then we come to the seats, which are again very important. The seats are very comfortable and they offer the right kind of support, which means long distances shouldn't be an issue. And the seats also get ventilation. Now, the only grudge that we have again is the usage of white, because in Indian conditions, these are going to get stained and it's going to be a bit of a bother cleaning them. Now overall, I think the cabin feels airy because it's a large cabin, and the driving position too. I mean, it's a very high perch driving position and you can see really well out here, and that's one thing that Maruti gets right every time. Now let's take a look at the rear bench. The rear seats are a highlight too. As you can see, I've got plenty of legroom, I've got plenty of headroom too, and under thigh support is good as well. You also get rear aircon vents and you get two Type-C USB ports here. The only thing missing, well, sunshades would have been nice. Apart from that, the Victoris is pretty wide, which means you can seat 3 passengers quite comfortably. Of course, for the middle passenger, it's going to be a bit of a raw deal because the rear aircon vents do protrude a bit. But width-wise, I think Victoris is a proper 5-seater. Now let's take a look at the boot. First up, you get a powered tailgate. And once open, you get a well-shaped, very practical boot which offers 446 liters of boot space, which is a little more than the Creta as well.
When it comes to features, the Victoris is actually very well loaded. You get a clean 3-level dashboard layout with soft touch materials and premium stitching. A large SmartPlay Pro X touchscreen with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, a fully digital instrument cluster on the higher variants, ambient lighting, a panoramic sunroof, ventilated front seats, an 8-way powered driver seat, wireless charging with active cooling, rear aircon vents, multiple fast charge USB ports, a power tailgate with gesture control, and a surprisingly good Infinity sound system with Dolby Atmos. On the safety front, it comes with 6 airbags as standard, ESP, traction control, the works. Now, it also gets a 360-degree camera on the higher variants, and importantly, this is the second car from Maruti Suzuki to achieve a 5-star crash test rating, which says a lot about the structural strength. Yes, certain variants do offer level 2 ADAS features like adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, etc. But the bigger win here is the solid safety foundation and usable everyday technology, because in real Indian driving conditions, that balance arguably matters more than just ticking the ADAS box.
Now let's talk about the 1.5-liter engine and the 5-speed gearbox. So it's the naturally aspirated 1.5-liter engine, and as expected, it's considerably down on horsepower when you compare it to its Korean and German turbocharged rivals. Also, I don't remember the last time I saw a 5-speed gearbox in a car in this segment. But despite all of that, trust Maruti to make the most of it.
In the city, this engine is beautifully tuned. Low-end drivability is strong, you don't need to constantly downshift, and the clutch is light, so traffic doesn't become a workout. But once you open it up, it pulls cleanly, feels smooth, and cruising at highway speeds is relaxed. Overtakes are predictable and stress-free. Even the gearbox is typical Maruti, smooth, positive shifts from the 5-speed gearbox. Which reminds me, I don't think I remember last using a 5-speed gearbox in this segment, with almost all manual competition getting a 6-speed box. Now here's the honest bit. With a full load and steep gradients, you do start feeling the lack of outright performance. You will need to downshift, you will need to plan overtakes. But, and this is important, Maruti has tuned the engine smartly to minimize this effect. The power delivery is linear, there are no sudden dead zones, and the engine never feels strained. So while it's not punchy, it's still very usable, and that matters more in real life.
Now let's talk about the ride and handling, and this is where Maruti impresses us a lot.
Bad roads, potholes, speed breakers, it handles them with ease. The suspension is tuned for comfort but without feeling floaty. At highway speeds, the car feels stable and planted. No nervous movements, no excessive body roll. Steering is light in the city, easy to maneuver, and weighs up nicely as speeds increase. Is it a corner cover? No, far from it. But it's predictable, confidence inspiring, and very easy to drive fast, safely. This balance is actually quite hard to get right, and Maruti has done a good job here. Now the practicality and ownership angle is where the Victoris seals the deal. You get good mileage, low running costs compared to the competition, and easy service access being a Maruti. So you're not choosing fun over practicality, you're getting them both.
So here's the thing, the Maruti Suzuki Victoris, it might not offer the outright excitement or the punch that some of its turbo petrol rivals from Korea or Germany offer. But the Maruti Suzuki Victoris, it plays a very different kind of game, and let me add, it plays a very smart kind of game. You have the Maruti Suzuki Victoris available in CNG, in strong hybrid, and in all-wheel drive variants as well, which means there is a Maruti Suzuki Victoris for every kind of buyer. If you're the one looking for outright fuel efficiency, you have the CNG variant. If you're a tree hugger, well, that's what I like to call them, then you have the strong hybrid variant. And if you're the kind who likes to explore places once the tarmac ends, then you also have the all-wheel drive variant, which gives you the kind of confidence that the rivals simply don't offer at this price point. Now the Victoris, it might not set your heart racing, but where it wins is with choice, with versatility and real-world usage. And that's why for a lot of buyers, the Victoris isn't just a sensible choice, it's the logical one.